Hello, my name is Antti,
My name is Fausto.
and our topic is the changelings in Irish folklore.
In Irish folklore is a popular belief that the fairies could substitute a person or an animal with something else. Fairies were believed to be another race beside humans, but usually they were invisible and it was thought to be unwise to interfere with them. Some believed that the fairies were bad angels cast out of heaven, and others that they were ancient dead living in the mounds and hills. In the Changeling stories, the fairies were described as bad creatures, abducting mainly small children. The switch between the baby and the changeling was a supernatural and very fast abduction. People could recognize them because of their behavior, appetite, and habits. Usually households and people could see the transformation, but it was not simple for a relative to identify a changeling because of the affectively bond. Neighbors or family friends had an important role in detecting a changeling. Usually an old person, expert in fairy matters, was involved to help the family.
The identity of the changeling is not simple to classify. It's a supernatural, creepy, mysterious entity possessing a human body and able to ruin families' normal life. Nobody knew how, who, and when a changeling could happen and why it will appear in someone's life. A normal baby could turn sickly and miserable, or it could have some special talent, or suddenly be able to speak. Sometimes the body died with the changeling.
Now we are going to tell some examples of changing stories. The story is about a normal couple, Mike and Judy, living with their 4 children in a nice farm. The third eldest son was the most miserable, ugly, ill-conditioned brat that ever God put life into. He used to whingle and yelp all the day, and his appetite was 3 times the other brothers. When he already was a child, they discovered a very unnatural talent to play the pipe. He started playing for all the houses around, and a lot of people used to dance on his music. The dad continued to see the child as a devil creator, and when the affairs and mischances started happening at his house, he decided to take him away from the house. As the child realized what Mike was doing, he started scalping in the car, getting off, grabbing his pipe, and started playing, jumping out of the bridge. The river was running very rapid, and he was whirled away at a great rate. Parents could hear the pipe sound for a long time, even when he was out of sight. After that day, nobody has ever seen the child.
In another story, a healthy baby of a young mother turned really skinny and sickly over one night, and was therefore thought to be a changeling. The mother went to an old wise woman, who told her to boil eggshells in front of the baby, to see if it was a changeling. When she did so, the baby suddenly started to talk with an old person's voice, and ask what was she doing. So the mother knew it was a changeling, and threatened it with red-hot tongues, and the changeling was scared and went away, and the real baby was back.
One day, a woman left her baby alone in the house and forgot to put tongs across the cradle. When she returned, she noticed something strange in her baby, and she didn't know what to do. A neighbor told her that must be a changeling, and recommended to put tongs in the fire, and if the baby speaks, you have the certainty that the baby is raped from a fairy. While she was heating the tongs, the baby said with a strange voice, "Mommy, why are you heating the tongs for?" "To put it down your neck, if you don't give me back your own baby," answered the woman. Suddenly the baby ran away from the house, and the woman after him collected the body lying on the grass, and sadly went back home. After a few time, her own baby was left, laughing and gurgling up to her.
In another story, a young woman left her baby in the corner of the field for a couple of hours when she was working. When she came back, her child was gone, and in its place was a changeling half the size of the real baby. Again, the woman went to a wise old lady, which told her to treat the changeling badly so that it would go away. So the woman gave the changeling only little to eat, beaten it and pinched it. After 1 week the changeling could not take it anymore, and left, and the real child was back again.
When a changing happened, it will be recognized by several matters. Reading a huge amount of fairy tales about changing, we identified these factors. Strange look in the child's face. Cry and cry and couldn't be pacified. He became exuberant and unsettled, hungrier than an adult, yelping and wiggling all the time. The baby could speak even if he is only a few months old, and his voice is sharp, like an old man's voice.
There might have been few deeper reasons for the changeling belief and the stories, than just to tell them for the fun of it. One of the reasons might have been to comfort the parents of a sick child and to help them get through of losing a child. The stories could also be used as a way to remind the parents not to leave their child unattended to prevent accidents. The cruel treatment of changelings in many stories might mean that there was not always enough resources to take care of a sick child, so there was no option but to let it die, and the belief in changelings made it more justifiable.
Reading traditional Irish folk stories, we learned a lot about Irish historical culture.
Superstitions are a great part of the past and present Irish tradition. Relating to what people believe, we noticed a great bond between supernatural matters and real life. We enjoyed the stories we read, and we found Irish folklore very interesting.